mean, this whole week has been like a clusterfuck of current events where I just feel like my
Who the
brain...
fuck's making these tampons? DuPont? What the fuck? So,
Did you see the thing that I sent you about this guy?
No.
That he was in a...
He was in the BlackRock commercial?
Yes.
Fucked up.
Was that all on?
Yeah, I got all of that. Just got
God.
fucking assaulted.
I'm not even ready. I'm over here fucking around on
Unfucking
my
believable.
phone. Oh my god, James, that's funny.
Wild.
I didn't
Just
even have like my mic ready. We're fucked today.
Just got fucking assaulted.
By an earwig.
Yeah.
Ew, that's so gross.
Now I know how Trump felt on Saturday.
Oh,
Jesus
we're
Christ.
just going at it right away.
So before we officially start, it's probably going to be a little weird because I think we're going to upload this one this week. Just because what we're going to talk about.
Sure.
So the one you hear after this, you're going to hear about some stuff that happened like 2-3 weeks ago. So just don't mind. Yeah, we have to. What we're going to talk about today, I don't want to wait another week to post. It just doesn't make sense.
Correct.
At that point, the whole thing's over with.
Current events, man.
Yeah. So now I have like the crawlies. Like I feel like everything's crawling all over me. So I just got fucking assaulted.
That's funny.
Wow.
I mean, it's not funny, but it's slightly funny.
It was all right.
Dude, those earwigs have been like
They're
infesting
everywhere.
our house too.
I have them all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah, it's fucking gnarly.
It's like, where are you coming from?
I wonder if there was one in my ear when I had the Q-tip thing and he was just holding on to it.
Ugh.
Yikes. Welcome back. This is the Gray Area Podcast. I am Jamie. I am sitting here with just Lydia. Yet again. Ben is still in Boston, currently working on his second PhD from Harvard.
Correct.
So I think he's supposed to finish up this week.
Yep.
And then he'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be you get a new intellectual version.
Yes.
It'll be totally different.
Hopefully,
totally different man.
Ben will be extra educated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
well,
do we want to just get into it?
Sure.
So, something happened last Saturday that I honestly never thought I would see in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised either.
I'm not surprised. So, I don't know how anybody would not know what we're talking about, but
yes,
over the weekend, Saturday, somebody attempted to kill Donald Trump during one of his rallies in Philadelphia.
Yes.
And just a wild scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Before we really start and the comedy portion starts going, I do want to say condolences to the family of the guy that lost his life.
Yeah.
Protecting his family.
Correct.
It's just wild, sad.
This is sad.
But the whole situation, it immediately just ignited my conspiracy brain.
Oh, for sure.
There's just like when my first initial thought when I saw the thing. So like I saw it because it happened at like what?
It was like in the afternoon. I was at the pool.
It was in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it on Instagram, and then I texted the group chat.
Yep.
And what was weird was like I saw that initial post on Instagram. I texted the group chat, and then after that, I saw nothing about it. Like hardly at all. Not like what you would think.
Right.
Like you would think like somebody shoots at a presidential candidate, former president,
mm-hmm.
it would be plastered over everything.
Mm-hmm.
But my initial thought when I saw it was he staged this.
Really?
That was my first thought.
Okay.
But, you know, he does weird shit. I'm not saying he staged it, but that was my initial thought because, I mean, as terrible as it is, it's smart. I mean, right now, Donald Trump by a landslide.
For sure.
I don't see how he loses. There's no fucking way he loses.
Well, I think part of the reason for that, though, is because it's amazing to me, like, regardless of if you like Donald Trump, if you're a Republican, if you like Biden, if you don't like Biden, and you're a liberal, like, it doesn't matter what side you're on. But what has come in the last week is the abundance of anger and hate and like from the left.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I was like in all of my girl group chats, like it's just funny, like people saying, I wish they would have killed him.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
And it's like, well, why on earth would you wish that upon anybody, number one? Number two, why do we live in a world that it's okay for people to quote unquote hate somebody that much that they wish they were assassinated?
Right.
Like, I feel like that's just wrong, period. Like, I don't like Joe Biden. I don't particularly like Trump either. But if somebody attempted to assassinate Joe Biden, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I wish they wouldn't have missed.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just wild to think like you can have that much hatred for somebody you've never met and never will meet. Ever.
Yeah.
Period. In your life.
But I just think an assassination on anyone, especially a public figure, presidential candidate, former president, like, I think it's just sad that in this country that is something that happens regularly.
Right.
And like the hate that is divided.
I think a lot of them are just super butthurt because they know it's like game over now. Seriously, I'm not a Trump person.
Yeah, I don't like Trump either.
I think his shit's funny. His antics are funny. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Not a like huge political fan. I'm not a political person in general, but I seriously like after that, like that picture of him afterwards.
Yeah, with the hand
that is the hardest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I know. It's
like that image.
Yeah.
Like that'll be in school textbooks.
For sure.
In like 25 years.
For sure.
Like that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just got shot in the ear.
Yeah.
You're surrounded. You have Secret Service all around you, and you just got shot, but you have the wherewithal to just like done. Game over. There's no fucking way. There's no way he loses.
I know. I think one of the other big things is I don't know. I just I really dislike that we live in a time that politics has divided our country so much. Like, if it's so funny because I have friends around the world. I'm a well-traveled person. I've been to lots of other different first world countries that are democracies that have presidents and elections and all the things that we've had for hundreds of years here in the U.S. And it's amazing to me how these things like don't happen in other countries.
Right.
Not even the assassination, just the hate portion of the two-party divide.
Well, I think that's because like most of them, like I think a lot of them, it's not like a two-party thing. I think the people like hate a lot of the governments in other countries, but it's like a single-party government, you know?
Right, but I'm talking like other democratic countries that have, the same thing, like voting, and it's not necessarily parties, but yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot of it, I think, is a distraction technique.
Yeah, I just think it's really sad that I can be in a text with friends that I am very, very close with, and to have people be like, I wish they wouldn't have missed. I was like, all right, we're stopping that right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's inappropriate no matter what side of the fence you are on.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's funny. Have you seen all the memes and all like the videos about like
there's been some good ones.
But about the ones specifically where it's like, hey, you don't see all the Republicans like protesting and like whatever now that like our candidate was shot at.
Yeah. But
like, oh God, it's just gonna get worse.
If he had connected, if he had hit him in the head and killed him, I guarantee the next day there would have been like fighting in the streets. I can almost guarantee it.
Maybe, yeah.
For sure, 100%. Like
For sure.
not like full on.
Yeah.
But there would be like a significant uprising, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad it didn't happen.
But, well, and it shouldn't have. Like, in today's day and age, there's no realm where something like this should happen.
Yeah.
We are the intelligence superpower of the fucking world.
Mm-hmm.
FBI, CIA, NSA, DOJ. Like, we have so many. There was 100% somebody knew about this guy. There was a file somewhere on this guy. Like, this isn't even conspiracy.
Yeah.
So,
Did you see the thing that I sent you about this guy?
No.
That he was in a...
he was in the BlackRock commercial?
Yes.
Fucked up. You know,
So
they scrubbed that from the internet.
Did they?
Like, you can't just like go onto Google and find it anymore.
I sent it to you. Did you see it though?
It's like still float. Yeah, I saw it that day. Yeah, after they announced that, came out like maybe 15, 20 minutes after they announced his name.
Holy
yeah,
moly.
Dude, that's fucking. For anybody who doesn't know who BlackRock is, it's just like the shadiest fucking company in the goddamn world. They're inside of everything. They control, I think, a large majority of the government and people in it. Like, it's just so shady. And yeah, he was in a BlackRock commercial for, it was something bullshit. It was like some video about how like teachers, it was something financial for teachers, which is ironic because like teachers don't make fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then they're trying to buy houses from this company for like $450,000 for a house that's worth $150K. But my other conspiracy thought on this whole thing was like, somebody allowed this to happen.
Well, did you see the report that I don't know if it was SWAT or whoever, but one of the sniper guys, he's now been fired because he disobeyed orders.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's real or not, but
yeah, I saw that flying around a bunch of different places that like he said he had the guy dead to rights, but Secret Service would not give him the green light to take a shot.
Right.
But also, I watched a video, and this was like from the rally. And it's people that, like, this is 5 to 10 minutes before it even happened.
Yeah.
And it's people at the outer edge of the rally, kind of over by where this building is, pointing to this building, being like, there's somebody up on the building.
Yeah.
There's somebody up on the building. You can see the guy army crawling across the top of the building. And then there's just cops just walking around.
Yeah.
Like, why is that not immediately given?
I don't know. I think
Secret Service.
It's very interesting to me. Like, all of it is very interesting to me. And I would hope that Trump didn't orchestrate something like this, right? Who knows?
Who knows, yeah.
Or if it was like the other side who orchestrated it. I don't really know.
It's fucked up because like both sides can gain a lot from it.
Correct. And so it's like either way, like it's just the conspiracy theories around it are like so good.
It's wild. The BlackRock thing, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That is a weird, you can't like untangle that.
Oh yeah.
That's
seen
messed
that.
up.
So that is the power of social media though. You know how fast
that's why they want to shut down TikTok.
I know, you know how fast people saw that?
Yeah.
But the other thing is just like the conspiracy, like, okay, let's think about this for a second. Like, how much Secret Service and how much, like, I just feel like it's a little weird that this guy was able to scale a building with an assault rifle.
Assault rifle.
And not be seen at a presidential rally with so many protections in place.
Well,
and the other thing I thought was weird is they weren't, like, shuffling people out of there. Like, it was kind of...
Well, so I don't know, like, what protocol is.
I don't either.
But my assumption would be in that particular situation, depending on what the exit strategy is, if the shooter has not been neutralized, I'm sure their protocol is just to surround him as shields, basically, until the shooter is neutralized. Depending on, like, what they're...
No, Trump, yeah, but I mean, like, there were hundreds of people at this rally, and, like...
Because if you have an active shooter, like especially somebody up on a rooftop, you don't want to start moving people around. You just want to duck and get cover.
I guess that's true.
Because you start moving around, you're an open target.
Right. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. Thank you.
I lost where I was going here.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I'll keep you on track.
Yeah, I totally lost where I was at now. But yeah, what else? He had explosives in his car.
Did he? I haven't really researched it that much.
That came out yesterday. There was something else I had, and now it's just gone. It's just the way my brain's been working all day.
I don't know. We've had a heck of a week.
Yeah, it's been a.
We'll get to the other current events shortly.
It's been a wild week.
Just the whole thing.
It's
the timing is just very interesting because then, was it yesterday or the day before or whatever, he announced his VP.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, great choice.
Younger guy.
Great choice.
Yeah.
Have you researched him at all?
I haven't. I know he's like the senator for Ohio. And I know at one time he was like a big anti-Trump guy.
Correct.
Yeah. A lot of people are flaming him hard for that.
I don't know. I'm a fan of that. Why would you would want to pick somebody who has the same essentially like political stance on a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like both him and Trump are pretty moderate on a lot of things.
Ohio.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he's pro-life, but he's also state's choice, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to make this federal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what people forget is Trump was actually very moderate. Like,
yeah.
I know he's a quote unquote Republican, but he was pretty moderate in his policies, like when you actually break down all of his policies. But anyway, this guy's pretty moderate in his policy, but why? Like, I think it's great that he selected a candidate who was not about him.
Yeah. And
it took, 8 years or 4 years or whatever to see that this is somebody that he'd like to
support.
Yeah. Because then it's truly based not on like you don't want to pick somebody that's just like a Republican, a Trumper for life, right? Like,
yeah,
this guy is actually like about the politics portion. Mm-hmm. And I think it's kind of nice that there's somebody that's maybe going to challenge him mm-hmm. and question
some young blood. He's only 39.
Yeah. I mean, challenging and questioning, like if he's not a like Trumper for life, right? And he's in it as the VP for the politics portion, then I'd like to hope that he was going to challenge.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Stupid
shit,
right?
I'm sure that's why he picked him.
Like, and same thing with Biden is I feel like if he would have picked a candidate that was more in alignment with the mass populace, maybe he would be in a different spot now, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like the liberals are more hating on Kamala than pro Biden.
They're so done.
Because like if they supported their VP, they would have just had him removed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Years ago.
Oh yeah. But they don't.
It's just like it's interesting how it all works.
I mean, she was picked for a certain reason.
I don't know.
But
it's just all very interesting.
It's crazy.
Timing.
It'll be really crazy to see like how the rest of the election moves forward now, because I mean that's a pretty big deal. Like what happened,
mm-hmm.
and it's like, is that the end of it? Like, is it going to continue? Is this a lone guy? I did see that. What was it, the mayor or something like that? He came out shortly afterwards and said he had asked Secret Service multiple times for extra security detail, and he was denied every time.
Interesting.
So that's where I'm like, they knew it was coming.
We'll see what comes out of all of it. I mean, who knows?
They knew it was coming.
I just think either way, orchestrated or not, we shouldn't be saying in general, like, I wish they wouldn't have missed.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, fucking Jack Black just got in big ass trouble for that.
What? I haven't seen that.
I didn't know that, like, Tenacious D still tours. Okay. Which is wild to me.
That is funny. Okay.
But they were doing a gig in Australia that night, and Jack Black brought it up on stage. He said something, I can't remember the other guy who's in Tenacious D. But he said, I don't know if all of you heard, but today somebody shot Trump, but he's something like he's alive and okay. And the other guy who's like the other part of the duo is like, too bad they fucking missed, or something like that on stage. And everybody just tore them apart on the internet, and they canceled the whole fucking tour today.
I mean, there was a bunch of country concerts going on in Chicago this past weekend.
The country artists were living it up.
Well, but a lot of the country artists were saying things like nobody should, like,
it's you don't
hate on it, like whatever side you're on, it doesn't matter. Like,
I just like it's so hard to imagine hating somebody that bad. Like, how do you have that much effort to put into something?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just really sad.
Internet. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what comes of all of it. I mean,
it'll be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting.
It'll be wild.
Yeah. It
was just a fucking... I saw it happen, and I saw that picture, and as soon as I saw that picture, I was like, Trump by 1,000. Like, I'm not a Trump person, not a political person, but I was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, that is the coolest thing any president has ever done in history, besides maybe George Washington.
I don't know about that.
Or,
but...
all right, so the only other cooler thing probably was when Reagan got shot. And he did that. He did that speech that was like a month or so later, and the balloon popped.
Yeah.
And without a beat, without missing a step, was like, "You missed me."
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy, wild.
On the comedy sphere of things.
Oh, dude.
I did see a lot of funny memes and videos that was like, well, that guy wasn't a Republican because he missed.
Yeah, right. I did.
Like, oh God, the internet's going there.
Did you see that? Who knows if it's true, but apparently somebody he went to high school with came out and said that, like, in high school he tried out for the rifle team, and they kicked him off because he was such a bad shot. I don't know if it's true.
The internet just goes wild.
I was like, that's hilarious if that's true. He is a pretty fucking terrible shot.
Oh my God. It just, like, the whole thing, like, the internet just, like, you just go on down rabbit holes. Like, wild. It's so hard to miss stuff like that. Yeah. Like, it's just, like, everywhere in your face.
Unfucking believable. Just so wild.
Oh, man.
Tell you what, man.
Good shit.
America season 23.
Aren't we season 24?
Sure, whatever you want to call it.
Aren't we in 2024?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just threw out a random number. I wasn't actually going by anything numerical.
Oh, yeah. Well, this season of America is pretty wild.
And it's just getting getting geared up.
Geared up.
We got a while to go. Who knows what else is going to happen?
Well, all right. So more current events to the Midwest.
It was a rough couple of days for the Midwest.
The Midwest. We live in Chicagoland. For any of you listening that don't live in Chicagoland, we have been blasted by summer storms of thunderstorms, hail, tornadoes. I think there were 10 touchdowns last night.
We got hit with a good old Doritos nacho last night.
And earthquakes. Yeah. All in the same, 4 days. And I think it's like my family all lives in the South. Like most of my family lives in Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana. My family's going through all the hurricane stuff because most of them live in Houston area.
Ooh.
Like all of that, but Oklahoma, like all of that. And I was like, I don't know when all of a sudden I moved to Tornado Alley. Like, what the hell?
Well, they say stuff like that can shift because they have like Hurricane Beryl or whatever the fuck they call it right now going on. Like it's like super early.
Yeah.
Like hurricane season doesn't technically start till like August.
Right.
And like they're saying the waters there are like at the temperature now that they usually are during hurricane season.
Global warming.
So like they're saying like hurricane season is going to be a bad mofo this year.
Yeah, it's all just bad. But we have had a slew of bad storms and
back to back.
Back to
back nights. It was pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
It was a good time.
I did stand on the porch last night. The night before was definitely worse for me.
Sunday night
where I live, yeah.
Yeah, Sunday night it was the same.
Like
here.
my trees were like sideways.
Yeah.
I took a video. I turned on my back porch light and I took a video and it was literally like, whoop.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right,
yeah,
please don't fall over.
Sunday night was like 70 mile an hour.
Yeah, last night though it was like 100-mile-hour winds coming out of Iowa, and then by the time it hit out here, because we're about 100 miles west of Chicago, by the time it hit out here, they weren't that bad. Yeah, 60.
Like really nothing happened.
Yeah,
At least not here.
It did.
Not here.
Yeah.
We got lucky.
I think what they had predicted, like the areas that they had predicted that were going to get hit, didn't get hit very bad. And then areas that they did not predict were going to get hit very bad got hit like slammed.
Suckers.
Like.
Suckers.
Did
you see any of the pictures from O'Hare?
Yeah.
You know how angry I would be if like there's a tornado coming towards the airport? Like I guess we talked about this last week. People won't hear it till next week. We talked about Spirit Airlines.
Yes.
They had a flight. It was out on the tarmac. And they stayed out there.
While it blew through?
Yeah.
What happened to the plane?
I'm assuming it's fine.
Oh my god.
But yeah, please stay in this aluminum tube.
I would be pissed.
Yeah, dude. That's Spirit Airlines for you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the town that we grew up in, all of our friends, like, I have a bunch of friends that still live there, and they were like, yeah, it sounded like a train. Like, it was really scary. Like, their houses were rattling, and, like, the winds were so crazy. Because there was a touchdown in our old town. Yeah, it was
a EF0.
Yeah.
It's a little baby tornado.
Yeah. And then there was an earthquake just a little south of here, like right after that.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it's been there's something going on, man. We're gearing up for something.
I don't know. Maybe Mother Nature's just pissed off at the U.S.
I just think there's just so much fucking bullshit going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I seriously think by maybe this time next year, we're gonna be in some form of war.
You think?
Not like a troops on the ground type war, because I realistically don't think that kind of war like exists for us anymore. Like, there's no point. I think it may be like a drone war.
That's scary.
Yeah, I think it's coming. I mean, you got Russia flexing. They sent a bunch of ships to Cuba.
Oh yeah,
they have like nuclear subs in Cuba right now, and like warships to do war games.
Yeah.
So
we never talked about, wasn't there a warship that like pulled up on Florida?
It was like 60 miles off the coast of Florida, yeah. That was like last month, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they like dispatched a bunch of planes and helicopters, and I guess even like, so the US has like a dozen of what they call like ghost subs. So they're like nuclear powered subs that stay under the water 365 days a year. Nobody knows where they're at, period. Like, that's like the highest level of secrecy. And I guess one of those popped up and tracked those Russian ships.
Wow.
Like, they could be anywhere in the world. Like, nobody has any idea where they're at. And they just stay underwater all year round.
Are there people in them?
I would assume so. I would assume they have to be piloted somehow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure they come up like once a year to probably switch crew, and then that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Wild times. Coming for some wild times.
I don't know. I just would like groceries and gas prices to go back down, and like cost of living to go down a little bit.
It could. You never know.
I just want, like, I'm upset because
you and a bunch of women are.
Oh, I could go on a whole tangent about something else that just came out.
You and a bunch of women are.
Shut up.
You're all very upset.
But this is what I'm upset about. Do you remember when 2020 happened?
I do.
And everybody was like, it's going to be like the 20s following the flu, because like the 1920s following the influenza pandemic. It was like the roaring 20s. Yeah. Like, business was booming. People were, making shit tons of money. There were parties. People were dressing up all the time. And like, in 2020, following the pandemic, I really thought that that's where our world was heading, where it was going to be like rainbows and butterflies for like a good 10 years. Where like we could enjoy the fuck out of our 30s in like the 90s prime era. But that, like, just shit.
Pull the old switcheroo on you.
Yeah, it's, like, the opposite of what I think.
We got, like, a year and a half of, like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then it's just straight to the shit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I really am upset that has not happened. That's what I'm upset about, Jamie.
I really didn't think the pandemic was that bad. I thought it was kind of nice, actually. It was like real low key. There wasn't a lot of people everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, looking back on it, being a healthcare worker, obviously I saw a different side of it.
Yeah,
so it really
you
was
got the crap side of it.
But what was good was nobody was on the roads.
It was on the road. Nobody was in stores.
It was so awesome.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. Okay, well, Mr. Homebody, red flag.
Got a couple.
Got a couple.
All right.
I could only think of that one, but
it's okay.
Okay.
It's all right. It's no big deal.
But yeah, I really would have wished better for our lives. Like, I wish we could have had, like, our 30s would have been, like, you know, like the 1920s or the 1990s.
The 90s was, like, peak. Everybody was having a grand old time in the fucking 90s.
I just would like to experience that while I'm young.
Oh, man, I couldn't even imagine.
Wouldn't that be
being
so
like
great?
In your mid-20s in the 90s? Fuck.
Like, my parents were in their 30s in the 90s.
That would have been fucking glorious.
Like, right? I mean, they decided to have kids, which was dumb, but, you know, whatever.
Good for you, bad for them.
So, that's my hot take.
Wild hot
That's
takes.
why I'm upset. But there are lots of women that are upset about lots of things right now.
I think you guys just need to look. You need to wake up in the morning, just stand in front of the mirror and just be like, it's going to be okay.
Well,
it's going to be okay.
I don't know if we want to talk.
Just repeat that like 5 times over again.
I don't know if we want to talk about this, but did you hear the whole thing about tampons?
No, I don't.
I mean, I know.
I don't particularly stay well up on tampon news. Okay.
The major companies that produce tampons.
Okay.
There is lead, arsenic, and other unidentified metals in tampons.
Are they made in Flint, Michigan?
And like, there's this whole thing circulating on social media of like women who have had issues with infertility are now going to get tested for lead poisoning, and they all have lead poisoning. I know you're giggling, but like,
yeah,
I was talking with Joe about this last night, and I was like, I have been using fucking like name brand tampons for 15, 20-ish years. Mm-hmm. Like, what in the fuck have I been putting in my body? Like,
a lead swab.
It's so aggravating.
That's what we live in.
Like, aggravating that this is all coming out now, and it's like so in all of my girlfriend group chats, like, this is the hot topic. It's like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do now? Like, you know, and like all over social media, it's like some people are like choosing.
Can't you get like that birth control that just stops it altogether?
You can, but again, that's altering your body. Like,
well, what's worse, altering your body or putting a lead popsicle inside of you?
No, there's other things. Like, now there's like, there's always been, there's a couple like really organic, like smaller companies that make tampons that they're not under one of the big umbrella companies. Mm-hmm. And so like those are coming out to be okay. There's like the new fad thing is like a cup thing. Like, there are
a cup?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to explain it to you.
You guys are putting a cup up there.
It's like a little like silicone cup that like goes in your vagina and catches all the blood for the day.
It doesn't sound like a good idea.
Lots of the Gen Zs use it. I heard about this like a year or two ago. Like, all the young people use it because they all felt like tampons were toxic, and now this is all the stuff that like it's coming out.
Maybe they were onto something.
They were onto something.
I don't know that a cup is better.
I don't know. Then there's this whole other group of people that are making like their own pads essentially, and like free bleeding. I mean, this is like a real conversation.
Free bleeding.
I know, it's funny, but it's like,
oh my God.
Like, I was literally having this conversation with like all of my different groups of girlfriends, and I was like, what in the fuck are we supposed to do now? Like, how are you supposed to trust anything? Like, this is something that happens to women every single month.
Yeah. I mean, look at food. Look at all the shit they find in food.
I know.
It's like, how do you get lead in that? It's just cotton, isn't it?
Yeah, but apparently like all the like stuff in the cotton, like that's woven into the cotton is
lead cotton. Huh.
I don't know.
Wow.
It's like been like unidentified metals, arsenic, like literally wild shit. Now, again, this is the hard part. It's like you don't know what's true.
Yeah.
Because everything is spun so many different directions. And like, that's where my frustration comes from. It's like,
you don't know what to believe.
I don't know what the fuck to believe because it's like, now what the fuck am I going to
do? Just gonna have to start making your own tampons. Just gonna have to start making them bitches at home.
Well, and no, but yeah, like, it's like, what the fuck? I was literally having this conversation last night and I was like, I feel so like violated as a woman.
Lead. Just putting lead in my body.
And like, there's multiple accounts now of women who have had significant issues with infertility that have, when their doctors finally screen them for lead poisoning, they have lead poisoning. And it's like, that's why I've been feeling so off for the last 10 years of my life.
That's why I'm so angry. That's,
But it's like women don't I hate to say this, but like women actually are very tolerant of a lot of things. I know men would like to disagree,
well,
but
I just think it's funny because like they had an issue in the 70s with lead. Like it was in everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the piping and everything. And they're like, fuck, why do we have so many serial killers? I'm telling you, that's why you might be on edge.
That's why women are crazy. I don't know. It's just the whole thing. And then you go on to the whole birth control topic and it's like, well, why do I have to, like, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I feel so lost.
Maybe I understand why a lot of women are switching to the other side.
What other side?
They just don't want to be women anymore.
Oh, well, I don't know. I like being a woman. I just feel like so violated.
Just gonna have to start, homemade tampons.
I mean, this whole week has been like a clusterfuck of current events where I just feel like my
Who the
brain...
fuck's making these tampons? DuPont? What the fuck?
I wish Ben was here for that. Yeah, no,
That's
it's like
wild.
all the major brands.
That's arsenic. You kill that. You use that to kill rats, don't you?
Yes.
Wow. I think y'all should just start bleeding anywhere and everywhere.
Well,
just let it flow.
That's been the free bleeding conversation.
Just let it be the chick from Superbad.
There you go.
You just do that.
Yeah. I know. It's just it's a wild topic. It's a wild topic that like I did not have that on my bingo card at all. And like I
threw mine away at the beginning of the year.
I never thought that this would be something that I would now have to think about. Is that a product that I've been using for 20 years has been potentially extremely harmful to me. And not only that, now I don't know what to use in place of that. Because I don't know what to believe. Like, I'm not a Gen Z. I don't think I can stick a fucking
just like a pack of
silicone cup up my vagina.
That's so fucking weird.
I know people that's gotten like stuck and they can't get it out.
That sounds like a whole situation to get that in and out.
It's like, yeah.
Especially when it's all full.
Well, have you seen like the birth control, like where it's like the Moreno, like the ring? Like
yeah, like a Nuva ring?
A Nuva ring, that's what it's called. It's similar to that. It like goes in and like apparently the younger generation says it's amazing because you don't have to like take it out every time you pee. You can just like leave it in all day.
Sounds like a bad idea. Just a cup full of blood inside of you. Doesn't sound like a great idea.
I mean, we stick fucking cotton in our vaginas and let it bleed
but at
into
least
the cotton.
That's like kind of you're making a fair trade. It's absorbing the blood, but the take is you have to let it release the lead. It's a give take.
Yeah, the whole thing is just wild.
Yikes.
Yeah. So like there's all these like pop-up fucking little shops coming up that people are making like homemade fucking pads and shit for people to free bleed.
So many crystal women.
But it's like a real thing. Like, okay, well, I just work from home that whole week and just free bleed? I don't know.
So many hemp tampons and
yeah.
Yikes.
But there actually is a couple like researched organic cotton small companies that are not owned by any of those large companies, which my group of friends, people have been doing a little bit more research, and I feel like I need to do a little bit more research. But yeah.
I shouldn't laugh, but it's so funny.
it is funny, but it's sad too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but between the lead-coated tampons and the microplastics, you guys stand no chance.
Yeah.
You stand no chance. Just
like,
start adopting. Just start adopting.
Right? They're like Handmaid's Tale. Like they are literally trying to prevent us from procreating.
Yikes.
I don't know. Our poor millennial generation is totally fucked.
We've been through some shit.
Yeah. It's like
went through more of it last weekend.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what to say. I feel at a true loss. And the other thing is like I feel at a loss because like how did that like how are there no regulations?
Oh, somebody knew about that for a long time.
And not only that, but like the lack of research for like women's health things, just we could go down a whole rabbit hole about that. Like it's wild. And did you know,
probably not,
now in doing like a whole bunch of research that, you know, most medications are not studied on women and how it affects women, like just general medications. All like typical trials and studies are done on men. And so that's why like a lot of medications, I mean, they impact women differently because we have different hormones. And like,
you want to know why?
Why?
Because we're the ones dumb enough to get paid $15 to try out this random
Correct.
Medication.
Correct.
But
also
that's
like,
why.
But that's really fucking sad. Like that medications, like, I don't know, the whole thing. I am not trying to be a feminist, but like the Trump thing.
Got that feminist energy going strong.
And then the fucking storms. Like my brain is spinning.
All riled up on tampons.
Sorry. I wish Ben were here for this.
I don't know why that's funny, but it's just so funny.
Yeah. It's like, let's just, yeah.
By the way, here's this lead-soaked tampon. just put this in your body.
Oh,
You'll
God.
You'll be all right.
Isn't it wild?
You want to know why you're so angry this month?
Right? I mean, I
get it. It all makes sense.
Explains a lot.
It all makes so much fucking sense now.
It explains a lot.
Oh, man. We always thought it was cramps. No, it's just because you have literally like lead paint inside of your body at the moment.
Well, and if you think about it, like, how many, this is funny, how many tampons do you think a woman uses in a day?
I have no idea. A lot? Half a dozen?
At least.
At least 6?
At least.
You have to change it every time you go to the bathroom?
Yep.
Damn. Can't help you. Sorry.
So if you think about how much lead you're putting
that's
in
a lot.
Your body,
I'm saying.
I feel like I got my period when I was like 13 and I'm going to be 33. That's 20 years.
It's a lot of lead.
20 years.
It's a lot of lead. You thought Flint had it bad.
Right? God, my brain just like wants to implode.
It makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
Why y'all just get so aggressive?
But it's really sad.
It's sad and quite funny. I don't know why. I don't know why I find this so funny. I'm so sorry.
It's because you're a guy.
I probably.
And
it's just,
it doesn't impact you, too much.
It's just one of those things that's just too dumb to believe, I think.
Yeah. Like Joe had not heard anything about it when I brought it up last night. I was literally sitting there and I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And he just looked at me and I was like, do I just like work from home that whole week?
I guess so.
Like
there's what you guys should be petitioning for.
Correct.
Every month you get 1 week of.
If a fucking pussy ass man bled as much as we do in that many days, they would be like, help me.
Nah. We'd be ready.
Man cold.
No,
okay. Men are fucking pussies.
No.
Ask a tattoo artist who handles tattoos better, women or men. They all will say women.
Men.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ask a tattoo artist.
I don't need to. I already know the answer.
We're going to go get a tattoo together on the same exact spot.
Okay.
And we're going to see who handles it better.
We have to ask both a male and female tattoo artist.
Correct.
So. And then keep asking.
We can ask just male tattoo artists.
No, because I feel like a male tattoo artist would probably say female, but I feel like a female tattoo artist would say male.
No, if you actually poll, like you've never seen any of these videos about polling tattoo artists, and they all say women handle pain much better.
Well, yeah, you like biologically have a higher pain tolerance.
Correct.
But we're still manlier. Like you're trying to say that you're manlier than men, but it doesn't work like that.
No, I'm talking about pain tolerance. That's what I'm talking about.
It's the same thing.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
we call it being manly.
You just separated the two things.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
I'm not saying I'm manlier than you. I'm saying I have a better pain tolerance than you. And I'm saying you're a fucking pussy.
No.
When it comes to pain tolerance. Yeah.
Square up.
All right.
Let's do it.
We'll go get a tattoo together.
All right.
We got to get it in the same spot.
Okay. Same thing.
Okay.
What are we getting?
Ooh. It doesn't have to be the same thing. It just has to be in the same spot. Or
it's got to be the same thing.
How about this? We both go get our nipples pierced and see who handles it better.
Pierce nipples? The fuck am I going to do with that?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of something painful that we can both do.
Not pierce my nipples. It's not happening.
I have no desire to do that for real.
I feel like piercing is easier than getting a tattoo.
Yeah, that's true because it's instant.
Yeah. Tattoo, it's like once you're like a few hours in, that's when just like air.
I fell asleep when I was getting my rib cage done.
Mine wasn't bad. Like the outline wasn't bad, but it was when they did shading. That was when and it wasn't even like that the needles hurt. It's just because it gets so raw.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I got mine when I was
because like when I got this arm done, like the shading, it was like 4 hours.
Yeah, it just takes
shading.
A long time.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta like bring a book. Or...
I was a bloody boy. I was a very bloody boy.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot of blood.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I was a man about it though.
Oh, were you?
Just so you know, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guarantee that guy would have said women were worse.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it was a woman that did it, so she definitely would have said women were worse.
I'm sure.
100%.
Okay.
It's fact. Speaking of women.
Oh, what you got?
Well, so we're gonna not talk about House of Dragon this week because I feel like it will jar people. Yeah. Because we'll be talking about an episode that happened after an episode where we would technically be talking about next week, so...
Yeah, just leave it.
But I was curious, if you had a dragon, what would you name it?
Andarna.
Andarna? Is that a person?
Mm-mm.
As in like A-N-N-E?
No.
Is it all one word?
N-D-A-R-N-A.
Does that have any significance, or you just come up with that on the spot? Now you're lying to me, and I don't like it.
It's the name of a dragon in one of my books.
No. That's cheating. You can't name the dragon after another. It's got to be a completely organic name.
I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. Do you have a name?
No, I don't, but I'm just putting you on the spot.
I like Andarna.
That's cheating, though. You can't name it after another dragon.
It's a dragon in a book.
This is a dragon in a book. Technically.
Segale.
As in, like, did you just name your dragon after Steven Seagal?
No, I'm just naming dragons in books.
You're just cheating over and over again.
My 3 favorite dragons in my book are Tarn, Segale, and Andarna.
It kind of sounds like they just named the dragon after Steven Seagal.
No, Segale.
It sounds kind of like it.
No, it's Gaelic.
Okay, sure. So Steven Seagal.
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
All right, well, moving on.
I don't have any like names. It's like naming a dog. What would you name a dragon, sir?
What would I name a dragon? Roly-poly.
Roly-poly.
Yep.
I'm gonna Google. Let's see here. French word.
Do the French word for lead.
No. That doesn't sound great.
No.
Heart in French. No, I don't know.
What about Vinny?
Vinny?
Vinny the dragon.
That's a good name for a dragon. I like it. I feel like my dog's name, Macy, is a great name for a dragon because she is a bitch.
You know what? Actually, speaking of dog names and stupid dog names.
I love my dog names.
I'm not saying your dog's name was stupid. I'm just saying that.
I have a Judd.
My sister sent me a reel the other day.
Uh-huh.
Of this dog covered in mud.
Uh-huh.
And they named the dog Dumpling. Who the fuck calls a dog Dumpling?
That's so cute.
That's stupid.
Dumpling.
Why don't you just call it Pot Roast?
Why not?
Or Pot Sticker?
Why not?
That's a dumb name for a dog.
So you want to know what Macy's name was from the Chicago Animal Control? Her freaking name was Flamingo.
What?
That was... I rescue dogs. So
yeah.
She was in Chicago Animal Control. And when they're
Flamingo.
and that's where they bring like all the fighting dogs, all the like strays, all the whatever, CACC. And her name on the kennel was Flamingo.
It sounds like somebody was very high when they named this dog.
Do you know who Macy's named after?
The parade?
No.
That's a shot.
Macy Williams. Arya Stark's
the
actress.
I forgot her name for a second.
Yeah, it's Macy Williams.
Okay. That's a lot better than Flamingo.
So I don't spell it M-A-C-Y. It's spelled M-A-I-S-E-Y.
Oh, so it's more Maisie.
Yeah, but with an S.
Okay.
Not a Z.
Like the little rat thing from the book or cartoon.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And I got Judd from Judd Nelson, the actor. Do you know who Judd Nelson is?
Sounds familiar.
He's the actor from The Breakfast Club, the guy who plays the burnout.
Okay. I know. I can picture who you're talking about. I haven't seen that in a very long time.
So his name's Judd Nelson, so that's who Judd's named after. And then Finn, my friend, his quote-unquote godmother actually named him. I just was like, we don't have a name for him, so can you come up with a name? So.
Finn.
Because I named her dog, so. She picked Finn because it was like Judd is Judd, and so Finn is Finn. And then I ended up with fucking Macy, so. I didn't pick a name.
Better than Dumpling.
Didn't pick a name with 2 N's. Could have done something like that.
You could have.
Double letters. Yeah.
Okay.
No. If you got a dog, what would you name your dog?
What would I name him?
Mm-hmm.
Buster.
Buster. What a great name. That's almost as good as Buddy.
Buster or Buddy. You know what's really weird? When people give dogs like super regular names.
Yeah. Joe's mom's dog's name
like
was...
Jeff.
So Joe's mom's dogs were Oscar, Kevin. Now she has
Oscar's not bad. Kevin, that's little.
Yeah. Now she's got a Molly and a Zoe.
Yeah. See, that's just a little too...
Which is also weird because my sister's names are Molly and Zoe. And so every time
maybe that's where she got the idea from.
I don't know. Every time I go over there, it's weird calling the dogs my sister's names. Like I have a really hard time with it, but it's funny.
You should just talk to them like they're your sisters.
Yeah. But yeah, she had a Kevin.
That's kind of... It's
then
it's just too normal.
But she got the name, and he was named something else at first because she rescues dogs too. And he was named something else at first, and it just like wasn't sticking. And so Joe's brother, do you remember there was that Pepsi commercial where they were trying to like get a dog to do a trick, and he's like, "Come on, Kevin, do the trick." Da, 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 da.
No.
It was like an old Pepsi commercial,
Yeah.
Super Bowl commercial, and then so Jeff thought it was funny, so he just started calling this dog Kevin. And then it just stuck.
It's just too normal of a name. It's like you're talking to like a human being.
Well, when we first got Judd, Joe's brother called Judd Bocephus.
What?
For 2 years.
A Roman warrior?
And he called him Bocephus.
Bocephus.
And I'm like, stop calling my dog Bocephus. That's not his fucking name.
Where do you even get something like that from?
Jeff just pulls shit out of his ass.
Well, I mean, sounds like
El
a game.
Jefe. That's what I would name my dragon. El Jefe.
El Jefe? Ooh.
I just went up to you.
El Jefe. That's
the
pretty,
boss.
That's pretty good.
El Jefe.
Or like Don Juan.
Yeah.
He's got like, you put a little sombrero on him.
Yeah. Mexican.
He's got like one of those poncho things on while he's flying.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
El Jefe.
I'd want a black dragon or a purple dragon.
Purple dragon. I'm pretty sure you only get purple dragons when you take LSD.
Not in my book. Purple dragons are super unique.
Super unique. Oh, I mean, it's a purple dragon, so.
But I'd take a black dragon, too. Black
dragon.
like my soul.
Wow. Dark. Must be all that lead.
It's all that lead. Oh, Jesus. I cannot wait to see what Ben has to say about this. I wonder if his girlfriend has said anything to him about it, because I'm sure she knows. Every girl everywhere knows.
I would hope all of you are well informed.
Everybody is very well informed about it.
Oh, man. Just, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just such a fucking... Anyway. All right, what else you got over there?
Why you're all so angry all the time?
I hate you. Stop saying that. I'm not angry. Oh, I can't be, though.
So on edge. Well, since we've kind of been ripping on that, what do you think is the biggest male red flag?
The biggest male red flag. I think it's an even tie between cheating.
That goes both ways.
And anger issues.
I'll give you that one.
Like, yeah, those two things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But cheating kind of goes on both sides.
Well, yeah.
I feel like it's probably not that far off. Like, I feel like it's actually probably more even than you think. In terms of percentage.
I'm sure. But anger issues is definitely
up
there.
Oh, yeah. Well, lead.
But I mean, like, for a guy, though, it's like, guys are much stronger than women. Like, to have a temper, like, you could seriously, like, that could turn into a very, like, I don't do shit. Like, I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
Like, the aggression and the whatever, like, what happened to that, like, golden rule and one of those, like, many values that we had growing up of, like, you never hit a woman. Like, you never hurt her, you never hit her, you never whatever.
Got lost somewhere.
Like, even, like, the stuff that's kind of scary, like, the intimidating stuff with anger issues, like, when guys, like, throw stuff across the room and, like, you know, like, all of that, big red flag. Like, anger issues, like, you know, anger at a restaurant or anger at a bar, like, there's a level of, like, jealousy that's kind of hot where it's like, okay, you're gonna stick up for me type of thing, but, like, not real aggression. Like,
I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I don't I don't see any point that you should ever be fist fighting anybody in public unless it's like a life or death situation. Yeah. Like, but yes, you should, like, stick up for the people around you, but, like, I don't think you need to be, like, throwing haymakers because, like, some guy at the bar called your girlfriend a bitch. Yeah, there's no reason, but, I mean, I think it's one of those things to be like, hey, dude, like, because it takes enough. It takes one wrong punch. Yeah. And then, like, your life is done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it's very true. But I think it's enough for a guy to be like, hey, dude, enough. Like, you would think. Don't talk to her like that. And then, like, you're leaving, you know? Yeah. But I feel like in that situation, like in the bar situation, I know. You got alcohol, you got people around you. Men just like to fluff their feathers. You like to puff up your chests and fluff your feathers. And... I'm not puffing my chest up to anybody. Fucking 5'6". I know. But But that's okay. What's your biggest red flag for women? For women? Besides tampons? You didn't even know we were going to go there today. That was not on your bingo card. That's all right. Biggest red flag? Besides the fact that y'all can never be on time for anything? I don't know. Probably the cheating, because I feel like women, it's more emotional cheating than it is physical cheating. Y'all do the more emotional cheating.
For sure.
than you do like this, bang it out one night stand.
What's worse?
What's worse? Probably the emotional one, I would think. I feel like I'd be more upset about that.
Like, explain though. Like, are you talking like
you guys are essentially
flirting?
building? You guys are essentially building like a shadow relationship. Like you talk every day. Like you have like the flirty text, like the I care about you shit.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
That's way worse.
For sure. I agree.
I mean, us, we just, because we're driven by that one instinct.
Right.
It's never an emotional thing. When it comes to cheating.
It's never an emotional thing when it comes to cheating. I get it. It's like the act of having sex for guys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think the frustrating part is like, but you didn't have like the balls to just like end it with me first, or like realize that something's wrong in our relationship. Like it goes back to that emotional portion where it's like, really? You had to seek that elsewhere? Like,
well,
because something was wrong in our relationship?
Because you want the comfort of that long-term relationship that you already have, but you also like the dangerous, like new, hot thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, y'all be doing that shit.
Shouldn't be cheating at all.
No, you shouldn't.
It's like, if you're done with the relationship, then be done with the relationship. I know it's more complex than that.
Yeah.
I totally understand that. But if you're thinking about pursuing somebody else, that is a red flag that something's wrong in your current relationship. Yeah. And you need to choose to either take active steps to fix it, or choose to take active steps to get to the point of ending it. Like, I know it's not easy.
Pull the ripcord.
Yeah.
Pull the ripcord.
Yeah. Okay, what else you got over there? Did you see the questions Ben sent in?
I briefly saw them.
They're in our group chat. You don't have anybody pinned?
No.
Why?
I don't want to show favoritism. Who do you think I am?
You can pin 8 people. It's like a top 8, Jamie. It fulfills my millennial need to have a top 8.
I don't need it going to your guys' heads. All right?
You are in my top 8.
Makes sense. I should be.
Well, not you specifically. It used to be just you, but now I put assholes in there.
It's a lot of assholes.
You're down there in the middle.
I know.
What?
Yep. I don't need it going to your guys' heads.
Jamie, I can't believe you. It's not even a top 8. It's a top 9.
Wow. That's an odd number.
It's 3 and 3 and 3. Okay. Are you looking at Ben's questions?
I am.
Okay. Shoot them up.
Let's do...
Or we could
this
save
one
them
first. Well, we've done one of them already.
Okay.
We'll do your favorite memory in life.
This is hard.
Yeah, this is one that requires thinking.
This is hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favorite memory in life is. I have a lot of favorite memories.
Well, what's like an instant good memory that pops up?
An instant good memory that pops up. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta something like this. You have to think about.
I guess
some of them.
When we went to the Dominican for one of my friends' weddings, we took a day off site from the resort.
Okay.
And went to this really cool, historic place where Christopher Columbus landed, and it was really cool. It's called Casa de Campo. Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool. I mean, I have a lot of. Sitting under the Eiffel Tower eating crepes while it sparkles.
Crepes.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah.
Getting too fucked up in a pub in Scotland and
stumbling home.
Tripping
on cobblestones.
Core memory. Yeah. Belize is always a core memory whenever we go. all the parties back in the day, like core memories.
Yeah. The unfoggy parts of them.
Correct. Correct.
The parts you can remember.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do this last one.
Okay.
At this point in your life,
where you are now.
We're missing a word there. Where you are now, what are your future dreams? What's your 2-year plan?
So, I got a good plan.
Okay.
Happy in my current job. Don't want to change that. I would like one of two things. So we're going to we are moving back to our old house. So in the next 2 years, I would have either liked to have fully renovated our old house, or I would have liked to buy/build kind of like the forever home.
Okay.
It's kind of like two options. It's either like make the current house the dream home, like the forever home, or like find that forever home type thing, like buy, build, whatever. I'd like to be engaged.
Gonna keep it to myself.
Yep. And I'd like to be physically healthier.
Okay. Stay away from tampons.
For sure. I've been doing a lot of like holistic, like trying to get healthier this year type
trying
stuff.
To purge the lead out of your body.
Correct. And like I just didn't know that was going to be a thing.
Oh man.
And yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. Those are some good.
I'd like Joe to have a real vehicle. That's also on my 2-year plan. I'd like him to get a car or a truck. I'd like him to get a truck, ideally.
I can't picture that.
Really? He's been looking at trucks.
Really? Well, good for him. I guess I've just never seen him in one, so that's why it's hard to picture.
Kind of funny. He was going to buy a truck last night. Didn't work out, whatever. I still think he's going to buy a truck like in the next like week or two, whatever. And then, we're talking about like our financial plan, like with moving and selling the other house and like financially like where we're at and what we want to do with the money and like what we're going to pay off and what, we're talking about all this stuff. And then, he likes to throw in there, and I'm going to finally buy a new boat. And I was like, a new boat?
That'll be expensive.
I'm like, no, you're not. I'm like, you can buy a new truck. I'm on board with you spending $30,000 and buying a new truck. Like, fine. You drive a fucking van that doesn't have air conditioning. But like, no, like, let's just sell the house and get our finances figured out. And then you can buy me a ring. And if you buy me a ring, then you can buy a new boat. Like, if you'd like to do the two in the same year, that's fine. But one must come before the other. That was the discussion.
I'm willing to make a bet with you right now.
I know. He already has 2 boats.
That the boat gets bought first. I think if the boat gets bought first, the ring will come very shortly after because of the rage that will ensue. But
he's already got a fucking duck boat, like a John boat for the river for duck hunting. And then he has another fishing, like a small fishing boat. Like, why do we need... He's like, well, I want a bigger boat, and then the whole family can ride in the boat, to go fishing, me and my dad and my... I'm like...
Like Pokemon cards. You got to collect them all.
Nah. I'm like, where the fuck are we going to put all these boats?
On the water?
Spencer's got a boat. Jeffrey's got a boat. These are Joe's brothers. Joe's got a boat. If he buys another boat, like, where are we going to put all 4 of these boats, like, to store them?
Figure it out.
I hate my life.
Figure it out. It'll be all right.
Okay. But
maybe you'll be living on the boats.
But Ben, that's my 2-year plan.
2-year plan. It's a solid plan.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely achievable.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm not pregnant. That would be awful.
I was going to make another tampon joke, but I'm not going to. I've made enough. I've hit the quota.
I know, but in 2 years I'm going to be 35, so I really should think about that.
Yeah, I think you're coming up on that point where it's,
I know, it sucks. I feel like I'm 25 and I'm not. Like mentally,
yeah.
Mentally, I feel like I'm 25. Like I'm not prepared to be old, but I'm not. I'm going to be 33.
Happens to the best of us.
In 2 weeks. Yeah.
Start thinking about it. Just adopt.
Yeah, I'm totally chill with that too.
Just adopt.
Yeah. Okay.
Go on. Kids out there.
Okay, what's your 2-year plan?
My 2-year plan. I would like to be either doing this or some form of producing full time.
Okay, love that. Love that for you.
Probably, I don't know. I'm torn on the buy a house thing.
I think you should buy a house.
I don't know if I want to here.
Yeah, I know that's true.
I want to start doing more like I think I'm going to start like doing more like K runs. I haven't done one in a long time.
Like a 5K?
Yeah, I want to start to get out. I eventually want to run a full marathon, which I think is like 20.
Do you run much when you work out?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Not once or twice a week, but
maybe I need to start doing that. Maybe we should do that together. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I used to love running.
I've done a half.
I've never done anything other than soccer, which I feel like in the combined time.
I did a half, and I knew about it for months, and I ran twice before it, and it's 13 miles. And it was not a good time, but I finished. Train. I finished. So I think my goal is to, in the next 2 years, do a full, like 26-mile marathon. I'm not in any specific time.
Yeah.
My goal would to be just to finish.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else would I like to do in 2 years?
That was me.
The heck? That was me too.
Oh, must be the group.
Goddamn group chat.
Yeah.
Fucking delinquents.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. My main goal is like this.
Okay.
Like this is what I want. I realized, so weirdly enough, before we changed all this up and like changed the structure and like changed what we were talking about and went to video stuff.
Yeah.
Like back in like March, I was almost done.
Okay.
Doing it.
All right.
It just felt like a job.
Does it still feel like a job more than a hobby?
I enjoy it now.
Okay.
So this is the goal. The goal is to make this into something.
All right. I'm along for the ride, James.
Hey?
You can fire me at any point in time. I'm just your supporter.
Keep coming here hopped up on lead, and I will.
I'm your fearless friend supporter that will just show up whenever you need me to show up.
You know, you move
if
closer.
If you and Ben blow up, I will be happy for the two of you.
No, it'll be all of us.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else today.
I think that's pretty much it. I have some other stupid stuff.
Ben, you need to come back.
Ben will be back next week.
You add the spice. He adds the little zest.
It's we work better when there's three of us because
you two
me and him feed off of each other, and then your like reaction to what's going on, I think, adds a lot of comedy to it because you're just looking at us like,
what in the fuck?
I could have just gone home.
I mean,
I could be sitting on the couch enjoying myself, but these two idiots.
I mean, truly, like, I find myself to be a smart, witty person, but I don't know if I would characterize myself as funny. I feel like I'm more in the smart, witty category, not the humor category. Yeah. And I think Ben and you are in the humor category, and so you just make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, I find myself giggling at the stupidity of the two of you.
Dumbass shit that comes out of our mouths.
Yeah, I'm more of like the grounding anchor that like keeps you two on some sort of track. Because every now and then you guys will go rogue, and I'm like, what in the fuck just happened?
Yeah, there's a lot, and it just doesn't make sense.
I love when you guys don't make sense, though, because like when you actually listen back, then I can follow what you're saying. Like here in the moment, I'm a little bit like Whiplash, where I'm like, what did you just say? Yes. But like when I listen back, I laugh.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh.
Looking at it from the outside in.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun to do a whole episode where it's just like me and him just riff. Like there is no real topic.
You know what we could do?
Like it's just a back and forth.
Do you remember when we did the death match? We could do a death match, and I would be the referee.
We haven't done one of those in a long time.
The death matches are so fucking funny.
They're so bad. So that is probably one of the worst things we've ever recorded. Like, it's funny, but when you listen to it, you're like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah, it's totally
It's dark.
X-rated.
It's very dark.
So I feel like maybe we could do a Deathmatch special episode and put that only on our YouTube channel for people that actually subscribe.
Yeah. That would be pretty good. Yeah, like something like that, or like an all, like I said, where it's like just a riff. Like something starts it and you just kind of let it take. Because like when we did Snapper Chat, we had like the other show of it, sort of. It was like a second thing, which was like unsupervised. And that's all it was. Like,
yeah,
there was no topic. It was like somebody would start talking about something and you would just let it wind down the path.
Right.
But I'm talking like just comedy riff back and forth, and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would just be probably the dumbest thing anybody's ever heard.
Correct.
But it would probably be pretty funny.
It would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when you guys did there were a couple episodes of Snapper Chat, which is Jamie's old podcast.
Don't go look for it.
Oh, it's so bad.
Don't go look for it.
Like, bad in a good way.
Don't
like,
go
it's
look for
so
it, please.
raunchy.
Please don't go look for it.
But there would be times where I'd be in my car and I literally would spit out my coffee because I was laughing so hard. Like,
it was, yeah.
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 I mean, you guys would be like drunk and high and it would just be like this great piece of comedy.
It was, something.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I think we are good for this one.
Okay.
So just to reiterate, it's going to sound weird because you're going to hear this episode and then you're going to hear an episode the next week and it's going to sound weird because we're going to be talking about stuff from before this episode. So
yeah, that's okay.
it's going to be weird, but just power through with us.
It's all good.
Got to stay on that relevancy.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's all at.
All right. Well, to close this out, we are on TikTok, the Gray Area Podcast on TikTok, Gray with an A, not with an E. Instagram, 630_network.
I made another one too. We have a Gray Area Podcast Instagram too.
All right. Great. You're in charge.
Yeah, I am. Of many things.
Of many things. Producer Jamie.
YouTube at 630 Podcast Network.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Yep.
Shorts.
Yeah, go ahead.
Videos.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow us. TikTok, Instagram. The more followers, the better.
Yeah, if you're listening, like screenshot it and like tag us on Instagram.
Yeah.
And we'll tag it to our story or something.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Close us out. Mic drop.
Mic drop.